Hi everyone, I'm Josh, and this is Josh Wright Piano TV. Today's episode comes from a viewer request, and actually this question has been requested a lot. It is the end of the little cadenza passage of the Chopin Nocturne in E flat major, Opus 9 No. 2. Okay, everybody probably has heard that at some point. And anyway, this is the passage I've received several requests on. I need to make a full-length pro practice on this piece, but by the way, I'll list a full list of pro practice videos in the link below if you guys want to check out the full-length videos I do have. I do have a lot of Chopin. This is one that is on the list to be done, hopefully this year. So working on finishing all the etudes first. Okay, and hopefully I played the right amount there because I don't perform this piece. I've taught it so many times, so I may have miscounted those. But I want to explain some techniques today that you can implement into your practice that will help you to get that faster, because that is a place where a lot of students mess up the technique a lot. So first of all, the method that I would use to count it, I was just reading through this so I wasn't conscientiously thinking about it, but so there's 13 groups, so I'd probably count to 4 twice and then to 5 once, or you could count to 4 twice and then 1 extra group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and additionally, if you assign different emotions to those 3 groups of 4, or 2 groups of 4, 1 group of 5, it will help you. So I would stay quiet for the first 4 groups. You might be thinking, what does this have to do with technique? You're just helping us count it. If you cannot get something technically, it means one of 3 things about 99% of the time that I've found with students. I guess 4 things. 1, it's way too hard for you and you don't have any business doing this. If this was a student coming to their first lesson ever and they said, I want to play this, I'd be like, we need to establish some technique. But assuming you've got a good technical foundation under you, the first thing is you're not practicing good practice techniques. And for any technical passage, you can check out my Pro Practice Technique series, which I go over 13 different methods on how to practice those things. Those are a great start, and you can also check out the rest of my YouTube channel for those. I'll link the technique series in the link below, but that has seemed to help a lot of people overcome, just from the feedback I've received from my users. So start out with those 13 ways of practicing. The next thing that I would do, so you got to have good practice techniques. The next 2 things that I find that students are just always having like if they can't overcome a problem and they persistently practice good methods and they still can't get it, one of 2 things is happening. And this is for me personally. I notice it's either I have bad fingering or I am organizing it incorrectly in my mind. So getting back to my original point, just organizing this into 3 groups and doing different dynamic things on each of those 3 groups can greatly assist you as a first step to getting this passage worked out. Because if you just go, that might happen. You might end up just kind of flubbing up your notes or clumping them in your hand. So first group of 4, stay all soft. Next group of 4, let's do a crescendo. Next group, do a diminuendo. And then the last one, take your time. Let's see. Such a nice relief from that pattern to go up there. So take a little time. Okay, the next thing that I would do is start with this one and then do every other iteration of rhythms if you need it. So just do long, short rhythms. And I want you, when you're doing this, it's not just, oh, only do rhythms. I want you to feel rotate up, up. And really, I don't like to think of rotating away from my thumbs. I like to think of rotating towards the thumbs. So it's almost like this is a reset to come back to my thumb. And then do just the opposite. Down, 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 down. Okay, now, I remember I was preparing to play at Carnegie Hall, and my teacher at Michigan and I were talking about this issue I'd had in La Campanella. It was, let's see. Now, it's... And really, I could have cheated and just done... Let's see. And just done two hands the whole way up, but I wanted to at least get this, if nothing else, so I could have it as a teaching tool in my tool bag of tricks and tips that I could help my students with, like this passage in the Chopin. He said if you can rotate into a certain finger, or emphasize a certain finger, in other words, so 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And sure enough, that really helped me. In other words, this one, I'd probably go to the 4 as well. Emphasize. Emphasize. Now, you don't want to practice this so much that you start accenting that 4 like crazy, but it's just a little marker in your mind there. Because you can't physically, at least I can't, my brain's not this powerful, process C flat, B flat, C, A. Your fingers start to go on autopilot when you do that. Okay, so if you can, while you're practicing, slowly rotate into that. Additionally, you can have little bits, since these are in groups of 4, I would highly recommend practicing 4 rhythms. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then get rid of the first note and do 1, 2, 3, 4, starting from the second note. That one's more awkward. And then start from the third note and do group of 4. That one feels weird too. And then start from the 4th note and do 4 notes. That one feels pretty good. So you could even either think of ya ta 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 ta, or you could think ta 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 ta, and organize it that way in your mind. Now, I want to share my greatest weakness with each of you, which is double thirds with the 1, 3, 2, 5 fingering. This is something I've never been able to work out for a good reason. It's because I, for years and years and years and years, practiced it incorrectly, so I'm just toast. I think maybe if I let it rest for another year or two and then I came back to it and practiced it the proper way, it would be fine. I can do them fine with this inverted fingering, 4, 2, 5, 1. But I cannot do this fingering. And I'm in good company. Most pianists can't do that very well. Thirds are just very awkward. Anyway, I had a student that I said, do not practice that too fast, too soon. And she's a brilliant student, really good technique, but she'd never done double thirds, and it was very awkward for her at first. And then within 5 weeks, she was playing it in pretty much a professional tempo. And it was because we had trained properly. So be patient with this passage. If you have been screwing this up for a long time, you have to retrain your brain. So as tempting as it might be, do not even flirt with going fast for a little while. You can do pause practice. Slur practice, I mean, like pausing, or let's see. You could do all sorts of those things to help you organize the passage more effectively, but say like, okay, week 1, I'm just messing around with what feels good. Okay, week 2, and give it a full week. You'd be surprised. Week 2, I'm going to get it at a very bass tempo and do it continuously. Week 3, I'm going to increase that to a medium tempo, and then week 4 and 5, maybe you reach for your fast tempos. And I think after, a month, it will become comfortable. So remember, fingering 3-2-4-1. You might want to do 3-2-5-1 if your fingers. I'm barely holding on to that one, by the way. That one's awkward for my hand. 3-2-4-1 feels a lot better. Like if you were doing 4-3-5-1 or 4-3-5-2. See, I can't even do that. I mess up. You always want to make sure you've got a good fingering, but that 3-2-4-1's pretty basic. I think that should work for most people. So if you have found this information helpful, I would love if you could subscribe to this channel and spread the word about it. I'm always loving connecting with new subscribers, new audience members, and as well as the veteran audience members that I've become friends with over the years. So this project is so fun. Also, thanks so much for indulging me. I've been putting out a lot of VIP Masterclass series sample videos to help kind of spread the word about that. And I know sometimes that can be frustrating to not see the full video unless you subscribe, but it's just a effort to get the word out about that series if people are interested. So wanted to post some more free content for you guys today. With this Chopin piece. I do hope it's been helpful. If any of you have questions, my email is josh@joshwrightpiano.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great week. Good luck in your practice sessions.